Supercomputing 19 student cluster competition. I am here with Hussein and Emir. What happened today?
What happened today? It's a very nice question. So we had some troubles finding a cluster since yesterday, and therefore we had like a really low mood throughout the day. But to midday somehow we found our cluster, and we somehow figured it out that it was at the CSCS booth and not at our booth, at the student cluster competition booth. So after we found our cluster, our mood is back at its heights again, and now we're going full time. We're trying to run our applications. We're trying to get them all ready on the cluster. Since we already lost some time yesterday, we couldn't do anything. We also got some offers from a local supercomputing center to get some hardware, but that wouldn't have been competitive. So we're really grateful to have received a cluster.
And a happy hand. Hussein, you are coaching the team RACKlette, and this is the first time at Supercomputing 19. What is special about the competition here?
So yeah, the competition is a bit different than ISC. We noticed that there are many regulations here applies, so you are not allowed to come and see the students when start benchmarking, when you start deliver numbers. So we are not allowed anymore to come and help them. So they have to survive alone, and that makes a lot of difference. So, but I'm optimistic actually, and the mood is high, and in a short time we were up and running. In like 1 hour and a half we were ready and running and benchmarking, and now we are quite happy and excited about it. So I think guys are doing great so far, and very optimistic.
So Emir, what is special about the hardware? Give just a very short overview of the hardware you are deploying here.
All right, so we have 4 nodes, each running Intel Xeon Platinum processors, 2 of them in total 8 processors, and we have 56 cores per node and a total of 224 nodes in the whole cluster. We have decided to use 12 of NVIDIA Tesla V100 GPUs. We actually have 16 of them available, but we have a limited power budget of 3,000 watts, and the GPUs have a really high idle consumption, and it is not competitive to run the GPUs at such a low frequency that we can keep the whole cluster on the 3,000 watts. Different from the last competition, we have now 16 Intel Optane drives, which gives us a really big advantage in checkpointing, because in SC, different from the ISC, there's also the power cutting challenge, in which you're going to cut the power, and we need to recover from this scenario.
So we had to find actually a combination between a kind of hardware that allows us to gain these checkpoints benefits with a little power consumption, and here the Optane gave us a good advantage actually for running it. That's from one side. The second also, it's one of the different also between ISC is that there's an IO 500 test challenge, and that's we need to run multiple synthetic benchmarks. That's all about IO, and that's also somehow new to this competition for us also. So we're learning a lot. I believe there's a lot of things to learn at different levels, and and I think that's the kind of competition that make students motivated, teach them a lot of things from a real, kind of work, not theoretical point of view.
When are things getting serious? When is the first real benchmark you are to provide?
It is getting serious tomorrow. So tomorrow is the whole day. We're going to run the benchmarks, and the evening we need to submit the benchmarks, and after that we're going to run the applications on Tuesday and Wednesday.
So the synthetic benchmarks, that's including the IO 500 and the LIMPAC hpc-ch, all has to run tomorrow and be delivered tomorrow. So tomorrow is the benchmarking part before we start with the applications. So yeah, it's the first challenging day.
Okay, then good luck RACKlette, and hope Schwitz.